Hello there. Atheist Junior here. You know who it is. Now, this is going to be a super random live stream as I mess with my mic. So, you guys will love listening to that. Yeah, so I'm just getting set up here. This is just going to be sort of a random stream where I do impressions of different characters and or people on YouTube, and really just take questions from the chat as well as sorry, I'm Googling something right now. Talking about my Patreon and the channel a little bit, and sort of where now that I've done my debate, where I see the channel going next. And, yesterday hello, Paul. When before I did the debate, which was on Friday the 30th, I was under 150 subs on YouTube. And I had done my very first live stream on this channel before that, and it topped out at like 9 or 10 viewers. And today I'm at about 173 subs. So, I started a live stream yesterday, and it was at 10 viewers like immediately, and at the peak of the stream it was 20 viewers. So doing the debate with Kent really got a lot of attention on the channel, and which was obviously part of the reason I did that. That wasn't the only reason, but that's sort of how you grow in this community. You ideally you put in the work preparing for a debate, and people see the debate, people see your channel that would have never seen it otherwise, and you grow from that, and then you do more and more debates and get more experienced, and it's sort of like a snowball effect. If I'd say if I had to pick one person who's probably the best person on YouTube at this right now, it's probably Tom Jump. The amount of experience he has debating is unreal, and I can honestly say that his level of patience dealing with his, and I hate this word, interlocutors. I don't know why people use this word. His debate opponents is just unreal, because I definitely rage quit where he didn't. And I was watching his debate with Godless Girl today, and I am a changed man after watching that. My ears are still ringing. I think I'm now deaf after watching that debate, because she was literally screaming at the top of her lungs at Tom during multiple moments in the debate. And she was getting more and more frustrated with him because he would not move past this one point until she understood what he was saying and accepted his answer, even though James, the moderator, kept saying maybe we can talk about this. And Tom was like, no, my entire epistemology is the foundation of it is this one point. So I'm not going to move past this point until, we reach an agreement on this. And she was going off on him. It was ridiculous. But Godless Girl is an interesting content creator, dumpster fire creator on YouTube. She is, in my opinion, she is not an atheist. She is somebody who is co-opting the term godless and co-opting the atheist aesthetic. When if you actually look at her content that she makes, her opinion of atheists, and if you just ask her about the things that she thinks, she's not an atheist. Now, that doesn't seem to make sense at first glance because, she's got the username Godless Girl. But in my opinion, she's somebody who she couldn't be a online theist on YouTube because there was no way that she was going to potentially have to wake up early and go to church or act like she loves Jesus or, you know, um, isn't going to curse because she loves cursing. She has to literally call her debate opponents fucking clowns in the middle of the debate, like screaming at them. That's what she always goes to, like she called Aaron Ra a clown and she mispronounces his name repeatedly. And in my opinion, anybody who mispronounces Aaron Ra's name is not an atheist because it's something that theists do intentionally. So she couldn't be in the theist community, even though she's much closer to Darth Dawkins, Sai-Ten Bruggencate, Sunflower, Logical, Popsicle, Monocle, Probable, Asshole, presuppositional apologetic person like Darth Dawkins than she is to like an atheist junior. And so she couldn't be a theist on YouTube. So instead, she's going to grift by taking the mantle of co-opting the term godless, and yet says that she basically hates atheists, thinks atheists are stupid, hates Aaron Ra, thinks he's a clown. She uploaded a video that was titled Aaron Ra screaming at Godless Girl, and then I clicked on the video, and the video starts near the end of a Discord conversation that has her and Aaron and a bunch of other people. And, her and Aaron are in a big disagreement. And from where the video starts, you never get to understand what the context is that they're actually talking about. It doesn't make any sense. And at no point in the debate does Aaron scream at her, but she's literally shouting at him multiple times. Aaron gets irritated with her and he has to raise his voice because there's so many other people in the discussion. And, she's literally the one shouting. He has to try and talk over other people just to answer her questions that she's, berating him with. So I saw a really interesting debate that was Amy and I forget the other guy's name that was an atheist. It was a debate about anti-theism, and on the other side was Godless Girl and another an actual theist. Which again, it's like, okay, Godless Girl, you're allegedly an atheist, but you're in a debate that's 2-on-2. And you're siding with a theist. The debate is about anti-theism, and Amy, the two atheists, are arguing that they're in favor of anti-theism. So how the hell does that make sense? I don't know. It makes sense because she's not actually an atheist. She's just a liar. So I was watching the debate, and Amy had really a great opening statement. She had great questions for GG, I'll just call her. And at one point, Amy asked her, why are you an atheist? And GG did not want to answer that question, which is really weird, She had to ask it more than once, and I think the moderator had to basically also tell her to answer the question, and because she kept saying, "Oh, well, it's not for the reasons that you're an atheist," and she was saying like, "Oh, it's not because of there's no evidence for God or Richard Dawkins," saying that in like a mocking tone, as if being an atheist because you don't think there's evidence that gods exist is a bad position. Like, that's really just like pretty much the main reason people are atheists. That's kind of definitionally why people are atheists. But apparently she thought that was stupid, and she thinks atheists are stupid. And um, eventually, they pried the answer out of her, which was she is an atheist because if I'm going to paraphrase this, I guess, but if God created the universe, then he had to be around before the Big Bang. And when the Big Bang happened, that was the beginning of time. So for God to exist before time and create time is not, it's incoherent. And that was her reasoning. And then she asked Amy very rudely, in an extremely rude way. She said, like, "Oh, I know that probably went over your head, but can you tell me what my reasons were? I bet you can't even tell them back to me." And then Amy immediately did. And saying that she's an atheist because like God, like if God exists, then I feel like, it's like he's God, he's a deity, like he has omnipotent powers. I don't see why he couldn't have existed before the universe and created a universe where time started. If he's God and he has basically unlimited magical abilities, like you're going to say that he can't do that, but that doesn't make sense to me. And also, I don't know if it's accurate to say that time started when the Big Bang happened, because it wasn't really time that emerged from the Big Bang, it was space-time. So you have sort of this fabric of space-time, which, started spreading and expanding when the Big Bang happened. And I think you could say that time may not have started at the Big Bang, but there's a cutoff point where cosmologists sort of know quite a bit about what happened right after the Big Bang happened. It's about like 10 to the minus 34 seconds, like before the Planck time. And, you could say that we started recording time then, but before that, if you look at the time in our universe starting as a coordinate system on a graph, then the origin of the graph, the xy is 0, where time equals 0. The line on the graph would start curving down towards the origin of the graph infinitely, where t equals 0. So you're trying to go back towards the very beginning of the clock, but you never actually get there because time becomes infinite right after the Big Bang happened, during the Planck time. Time is basically infinite. Scientists don't really know what exactly was going on during this Planck time. This is before the 4 fundamental forces of our universe diverged from one, or likely one main force, into 4 separate ones. And this is before we can coherently say that the time or the clock starts ticking forward. Scientists know a pretty remarkable amount about the universe and about what happened at the Big Bang after that Planck time ends, but before that, it's a complete crapshoot. They really don't know anything. And I said this in our last stream, but this is just kind of my interpretation of this. I could be completely wrong about this, but if you have the universe starting, or you have a universe with a Big Bang at the beginning, when the universe is localized and it's in one place, it's an extremely dense and hot local area, and it starts expanding outward. When it's at that extremely smallest point, I'm pretty certain that that's a similar scenario to when scientists today try and study quantum mechanics when they get down to the smallest areas of matter and particles in our universe, where we used to think the atom was the smallest, most indivisible unit of matter, but we realized that, you can go down to where the electron is, where we thought that electrons were, this is what I was taught in school, that electrons are like planets whizzing around a nucleus. But the truth is that because of Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, you can't actually look at the electrons of an atom and know both where the position of an electron is and know the velocity of how fast that electron is traveling. You can only know one or the other. And instead of knowing an actual position and velocity, all you can hope to have is a probability cloud called like, I'm blanking on the term, but it's just like a cloud of possible spots that the electron could be, or the possibilities of what the velocity could be. And, that's when you're getting down to the smallest areas in our universe. So if that's what the universe was like when it was at its smallest, most local point, and it starts expanding, and eventually you get to the sort of macro sized universe you have today, that transition between the tiny sort of quantum realm of the universe and our sort of larger macro universe today is similar to, the local universe of the Big Bang, and then past Planck time is similar, in my opinion, to the quantum field and our normal life-size universe today. And it's really hard for scientists to study things in quantum mechanics because of the uncertainty aspect, and because of I used to wonder about this, because if you've heard about this double slit experiment where it seems like trying to study quantum mechanics, the observer, like if a scientist trying to observe the position of electrons traveling through the slits, seems to affect the outcome of where they go. And I couldn't wrap my head around this for a really long time, because it was like, well, how is it that the particle seems to know whether or not, like, a human being is looking at it? You know what I mean? And it's kind of similar to like a Schrodinger's cat situation. Schrodinger used that thought experiment to kind of explain this. But I watched a video from Veritasium, I think, where he said that basically a big part of the observation changing it is the fact that to see what's going on in that experiment, well, you have to have light to see it. And so you have the photons traveling and hitting what you're looking at. And of course, that's going to interfere with what you're doing. So that was like a moment where I was like, oh, I finally understand that, or at least I finally sort of get why an observation would sort of change what happens when you're looking at quantum mechanics. And anyway, I'm sort of rambling, but one topic at a time. Okay, so I got way off topic, but what I was saying earlier was I was talking about Godless Girl, and I made the mistake of watching some of her debates today. And I was watching the debate of her about anti-theism, and somehow in the debate, the topic of like sexual assault comes up, and Godless Girl actually asked like Amy and her partner in the debate, like, is it morally wrong to sexually assault someone? And this Godless Girl was saying basically like, oh, I don't think it's morally wrong, because, if you think something's morally wrong, it's just your preference, or it's just your opinion. And it's like, no, it's objective that if you do something that hurts somebody, that's psychologically and physically painful for them, that's causing harm, and harm is morally wrong. Because, you can have these philosophical discussions all you want of, how do you really know anything? But if you're dying, then I don't have to believe that you're dying for you to really be dying. Your pulse is going to stop, your heart's going to stop beating. People can feel pain, and I don't have to believe that they're actually feeling pain for them to be feeling pain. Brains feel pain. You can see it with the patterns of brain waves. So it was reprehensible what she was saying, and Godless Girl is notorious because she, for some reason, there's a video of her almost getting arrested in a Subway restaurant because she, in my opinion, well, I don't know if she was like drunk or on a bunch of like Xanax or something, but she is eating in a Subway and she gets the employees pissed off at her because she asks if she can have like a cup for water, and the employee goes to the back and goes to grab it, but then she goes up to the counter and grabs a full-size soda cup and starts getting like a drink out of it, drinking out of it. And then, the employee was like, oh yeah, we'll have to pay for that. And then Godless Girl is like eating her sandwich and she falls asleep at the table at Subway, and the employees are telling her that she has to leave, and she of course she starts yelling and shouting at them and refusing to leave, so they called the cops on her, and 2 cops show up, and she's filming this whole ordeal thinking that somehow that she is the innocent party in this situation and doesn't look bad. She was saying like, I'm gonna send this to Subway corporate so they can see how I was kicked out of a Subway for taking too long to eat. And it's like, well, no, if you fall asleep at a Subway and you're there for like 2 hours, the employees are going to get uncomfortable and they're going to want you to leave, But I don't know. So, Family Guy.
Peter, 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 Lois, hey, Peter.
Sorry. Family Guy.
Oh, wouldn't it be marvelous if I turned out to be a homosexual? Hey, Peter. Peter, you promised me you wouldn't drink in the stag party.
So I have sent. I was trying to email Mr. Batman. I sent him a tweet that says, "Debate me, bro." I am now shilling to try and get a debate with any reactionary, moronic theist that I can, like Mr. Batman or Matt Powell, because I want to do it again. I want to debate another person because, it was fun for me. I want to do this again. I would like to increase my debating record from 1-0 because I whooped Kent Hovind's ass to 2-0. And I told Matt Powell, because I saw the debate that Raging Atheist did against Matt Powell in his movie, where Matt Powell edited the shit out of it and barely showed Raging Atheist. But then there was a second debate with Raging Atheist and Matt Powell, and that was just garbage. Like, Raging Atheist completely lost that debate, and he lost badly. And Matt Powell basically made him cry at the end of the debate. Or something. I don't know. I mean, he says that he wasn't crying, but if you watch the video, I don't know what other conclusion to draw. And you know what? I don't care about that part of the debate. I could give a shit less. But what bothers me about that debate is you have Matt Powell asking Raging Atheist question after question, and Raging Atheist gives the same response where he says, "It's the same answer that I gave you the last time you asked me this question. Next. Ask me the next question." And the topic of the debate was, does God exist? But Raging Atheist, trying to, live up to his name, came into the debate thinking that for some reason the debate was going to be about that like the topic was going to be about Raging Atheists and Matt Powell settling their feud, which is not a topic. That's not a topic of a debate. And Raging Atheist gave the most bizarre debate appearance I've ever seen. I don't know what was going through his head at that debate, but Raging Atheist kind of seems to be out to lunch on a couple topics, because I've watched a lot of Raging Atheist videos recently, and he consistently has made videos where he's complaining about people like Smokey Saint and others who found his Facebook profile because for some reason Raging Atheist linked his, I guess, Facebook for his Raging Atheist YouTube channel to his personal Facebook with his real name, and where he has added all of his family and friends in IRL, including his daughter's Facebook. And so the theists of Smokey and Will Kincaid, I guess, found Raging Atheist Facebook page, and they took pictures of, they got his real name, they got his personal information off there, and they took pictures of him and his daughter. Hello, Randolph. Hello, Kevin. Everybody in the chat. They took and they were showing Rage's Facebook profile live on a live stream like this, like as if I opened I started screen sharing right now and opened a tab of a Facebook page of somebody else's and started clicking through it, broadcasting personal information on my stream. And Raging Atheist made several videos complaining about this behavior, but didn't make his profile private. He didn't make his Facebook profile private, even though multiple people told him to. I cannot wrap my head around that. And he even said, like, oh, I know some people have said that I should make it private. It's like, yeah. If they're showing it on the stream, then make it private, and they won't be able to do that. At least the situation won't be any worse. And he made all these videos saying, getting pissed about Smokey and Will taking a picture of him where he was giving his daughter a kiss, and it was on the lips in the picture. It's a harmless picture, but Smokey and Will are trolling Raging Atheist, saying that he's French kissing his daughter and saying a lot of nasty things about him. That's obviously fucked up, and that's obviously doxing. They shouldn't be doing that. It's fucked up. And instead of making the profile private, he makes these videos bitching about it, where he shows the picture on his stream of his daughter. And I wrote a comment to him because he had these videos where he was saying that it's the most bizarre stance on keeping your public information and YouTube separate that I've ever heard in my life. Raging Atheist has said in videos that he allegedly was stealing guns for the cartel or from the cartel when he was a teenager, and he went to jail for that. And he, that was a learning opportunity for him, going to jail. And he's not going to be ashamed of that fact. He's not going to hide that fact. But he didn't want theists on YouTube to dig up this information about him and then post it for everybody to see. So his brilliant strategy to prevent this was to beat them to the punch and intentionally post this information about his criminal record before they first. And he also said basically that, I shouldn't have to keep my past hidden, and I also shouldn't have to keep my my Facebook, my personal info. I shouldn't have to keep my daughter hidden or my family hidden. He literally was saying that I shouldn't have to keep my real name hidden because I wrote a comment to Raging Atheist, a long comment where I was trying to be nice to him, and I was saying, Rage, I know you think that like you shouldn't have to hide your past, and I agree, you don't have to be embarrassed of your past, but and you think you shouldn't have to hide your family and all this stuff, but you've got to think about this a different way. Um, you have to keep your personal social media presence and your presence on YouTube separated. You don't want to give your real name out if you can help it on here. You don't want to allow anybody to know anything about your daughter on YouTube, even that you have a daughter. We don't know. No theist needs to know that. But and I said, you should make your Facebook private. You should keep your family off YouTube, and for the stuff that was taken off of your profile and the personal info, where Will and Smokey are talking about this already. When you make 4 or 5 videos where you're seething mad complaining about that, that's what they want. I told him, don't feed the trolls. And I told, his response to me was, you know what? I'm actually going to just read the comment. So give me a second. Bear with me for a second. Okay, I'm going to read the comment I wrote, Rage, first. Okay. Oh, hold on. Okay. This is my comment to him. Rage, I hope you do whatever possible to keep your personal information absolutely private as possible in the future. That was redundant, I think. I've watched some of your videos, so I know you feel like you shouldn't have to hide your past or keep your personal life or family hidden. You said that you didn't want theists to dig up your history, so you made that info public beforehand to show you weren't embarrassed of it. I get that. But you have to look at the situation differently. It's not quote unquote hiding to keep past mistakes and the detail of your current family life private. It's your right. It's protecting your family, your daughter specifically, to keep your YouTube and IRL shit totally separated. Don't let these scumbags know anything. They don't have good arguments, so they gather data on atheists to dox them later. It's a power trip move. And I've seen Kent Hovind do this. Now, I know you feel proud of your family, but for their sake, you need to keep it off YouTube. And I wrote, not trying to be critical or tell you how to run your channel, just trying to give some friendly advice as a fellow content creator because I don't want to see your channel get hacked. And I'm going to go, I have to grab my charger for my laptop so it doesn't die, and I'll be right back. And I'm going to read the fucking comment that Rage wrote back to me. It is a doozy, so stay tuned to that. I'll be right back, guys. Hold on one. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I'm going to read what Rage wrote me back. 1 second, guys. Just looking up the comment real quick. Oh boy, nothing like dead air for on a good YouTube stream. Okay, let's see. Okay, here we go. Okay, here's what Raging Atheist wrote back to me. This is a doozy. Okay, this is Rage. I do try very hard to keep my current life as separate as I can from YouTube. I don't give out where I work or where I live. Smart. That's a step in the right direction. I don't know why you would. But my past, what I did as a young man, is part of my activism. My real name is something I must allow to be out and known because I am a writer, and that is the name I write under, at least now that I am older. I guess Rage doesn't know about pen names. In my heyday, when I was actually publishing, I used a couple different pseudonyms. Oh, okay, so I was wrong. Why not use a pseudonym? But the book I am just finishing about how I came out of religion, I use my name and my story. I believe some of us have to take risks like this to truly normalize atheism. That's simply heroic, but that doesn't give the theists the right or implies I should stay quiet when theists do what theists end up doing. It is a point that in the long run will hurt them more than anything. I appreciate the friendly advice, but I have considered all of these things. For instance, I am currently trying to reconstruct how I was sucked into stealing guns for the Mexican cartels as a teenager, because I think it should be exposed. I think they most likely use the same tactics to this very day. My past is unique because I have seen so many different sides of this life. I think that perspective is much needed, but I do need to be more careful. I do need to stop antagonizing these bad actors as much as I do. That is something I am definitely trying to work on. So, I mean, I'm getting mixed signals here. So, not giving out where you work or where you live, that's good. Although people do know the state you live in, but that's kind of because of the Matt Powell documentary. Now, when he says that my past, what I did as a young man, is part of my activism, is he saying that selling guns for the cartel is part of his activism, or is it his coming out as an atheist? I don't know. I don't see how intentionally doxing yourself is helping normalize atheism or is going to hurt theists in the end. It's just going to hurt you, and honestly makes you look stupid. And Rage complains that he feels alone, that the atheist community will gather to support other atheists when they have times of strife, but he felt like they weren't doing that for him. And that's not true. I feel like atheists have tried to help him, and like he did right here, he refused the help. You know, I could be, maybe I'm misinterpreting this, but you know, if y'all in the chat think that I've, misinterpreting this, you can let me know. But to me, this comment is just ridiculous. Oh, and we've got a new subscriber to the channel, the Trusty Ape Podcast. And okay, just for fun and so I can gloat a little bit, I'm going to go into my analytics on YouTube and talk about some of the numbers that are here. Because when you have a YouTube channel, for people who just watch YouTube and haven't, created channels, they give you a tool called YouTube Studio, and you can log in to an analytics section. And the first thing it tells you is it's called real-time views over the past 48 hours, which for me is 740. Now, for context, before the debate, that number was about 300. And when I would upload videos, they would usually get a max of about 100 views in the first day. But my live stream I uploaded yesterday is almost at 200. The debate with Kent is, and this is just in the past 2 days. So Talking with Snake was right, 193. Debate with Kent, 152, just in the last 2 days. But it's been 3 days since the debate. So let's see the views on that video. Yeah, it's almost at 300, which is way faster than I was getting views before. I'm looking at the views for the last 28 days, basically the last month, and they're up 234%. And on May 2nd, which was yesterday, I got 400 views in one day. If you go back to like April 2nd, it was 37 in one day. So it's been a huge boost to the channel. In the last like month or so, I've gotten 50 new subscribers to the channel, where it took me months and months to get to 100 subs, but I've gotten like half that number in the past 2 days. So, and obviously I'm not trying to brag because the channel is still tiny, but for me, this is, I think it's awesome because I felt like I put, sorry, I put about 2 weeks I spent preparing for the Kent Hovind debate. And I mean, maybe it doesn't seem like it, but I spent a lot of time writing the script and making the slides for that video or for that debate. And, the debate happened and I've gotten a ton of support. I've gotten, as I was saying, a big increase in subs, in views, and also new patrons on my Patreon page, patreon.com/atheist junior. No period, just atheist and then JR. If you'd like to support the channel more than just with your viewership, but any type of support is appreciated. Okay, I'm looking at the chat real quick. 10,000. Now it's at 10,000. Is what at 10,000? Let me see. I will say that on my analytics, if you go to reach, it shows impressions. I don't quite know what impressions means. I think that's people that see your video thumbnails on YouTube just when they're scrolling through. If it's on a recommended video, they watch a video and they see a recommended video where the thumbnail shows your video, or let's say they search for Kent Hovind and they're scrolling and they see your video. In the last month, it's 31,000 impressions. Before my debate, it was about 14,000 or closer to like 11,000. And so it shows impressions, and then it says impression click-through rate, which is only 6.9%. So obviously, a lot of people will see your thumbnails, but only a small percentage are going to actually click on the video and watch it. But still, my watch time, this is interesting. My watch time in hours, which is basically the amount of time that people spend overall watching your videos, my watch time is up 579% in the past month. Let's see. I love these tools that YouTube gives you, and 45% of the people that watch my channel are not subscribed. So if you're watching and you haven't subscribed to the channel, definitely do that so you can get up and click on notifications and click all so you can be informed right when I upload a new video or right when I go on a live stream, because I know that YouTube is not, honestly, I know that subscribing these days on YouTube is kind of archaic. There's not much point to it because I know some people, they subscribe to a channel and they don't get the videos put in their subscription feed. And really with YouTube, if you simply watch videos from one channel over and over again, when you open your YouTube homepage, you're going to see videos from that channel anyway recommended to you. In my opinion, the suggested video algorithm that YouTube does, where it recommends you videos on your homepage just based on what you watch, is much better than the subscription system, because the videos I have to watch on my homepage are always, in my opinion, more interesting than clicking on the subscription tab, because for some reason, it always seems like, oh, this is showing subscriptions, but it's showing a video uploaded from this person that I subscribed to 8 years ago who just uploaded for the first time. Or these channels that are uploading a video, but it's not something I'm actually interested in. I don't know if other people have noticed that, but oh my. I've been getting lovely hater comments too. So many hater comments from butthurt Kent Hovind fans. And you know what I do? I delete them. I fucking delete them. That is so much fun. Especially when I see a comment from a Kent Hovind fan and I don't even read it and I fucking delete the comment. Kent Hovind fans are a bunch of butthurt crybabies. So if you're going to leave a comment on my channel, I'm literally not going to read it. I'm going to mute you, block you, and delete your stupid comment. Because I can do that. I'm mad with power. No, if people want to leave comments, like, as long as people are not belligerently, saying, oh, you're going to burn in hell because you beat Ken Hovind in a debate, and, blah, blah, blah. I'll engage with people in a comment, but hold on, I'm just responding. Yeah. Okay. Well, guys, I'm gonna have to cut the stream kind of short. I have some stuff that I have to do. But what I'm working on the channel right now, I'm writing new songs for the channel with a special guest that you'll see, and I've got a new response video that I'm making. If you go on my Patreon and sign up, I've been posting exclusive content that I'm making for the patrons, and I plan on doing an exclusive patron only live stream. And I'm also, going to be trying to get into some other debates with theists. But if there's anything that you would like to see on the channel, definitely let me know in the comments, because I am trying to branch out from just making videos about Kent. I'd like to, sort of branch out from that. But it's been real, guys. Thank you.